Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli back with another review video, and that's right. We're finally reviewing this. And actually, originally, because it wasn't just going to be me, like, I did consider Little Blue, and even a friend of mine on YouTube, Elijah Goring, to do this, but it's just going to be me, so, but hopefully the three of us, we can do something else. And I even considered Elijah Goring to do another review with me, but, you'll find out later. So that's right. Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins. What do I have to say about Mary Poppins? It is definitely one of Disney's best live-action films, and one of their gems, if not one of the best live-action films they've done, And we all know the story and history of this movie being made, and with P.L. Travers, yeah. So, even with that documentary, well, the biographical film, sorry, of Saving Mr. Banks, yeah. So, if you want to see my review of Saving Mr. Banks, go check it out. So Mary Poppins, yeah, because such a great film with the characters, the songs by the Sherman Brothers, just everything to it, With the songs, of course, chim chim chimney, chim chim cheree, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. And one of Walt's favorite songs, Feed the Birds, Tuppence a Bag, And also, I just love to laugh because with Edwin and Dick Van Dyke, yeah, and Edwin because he's Uncle Albert. And of course, Dick Van Dyke, he's, Bert, Even as, Dick also has another part in this as well as Mr. Dawes, if I'm saying that right. Yeah, like he runs the bank and such, and Mr. Banks is boss. And yeah, Mr. Banks being David Tomlinson, and he would go on a decade later to be in Bedknobs and Broomsticks, which we'll get to that soon. And of course, the wonderful Dom Julie Andrews. Dom, is that how you say it? Because, with the UK, like Sir, and with the ladies, Dam Julie Andrews, Dom, however you say that, but I'm sure you know what I mean. But just to, just go with Julie Andrews. So Julie Andrews is Mary Poppins. She's fantastic, of course. It's Julie Andrews. And with the children, because Michael and Jane, Karen Detrice, if I'm saying that right, and Matthew Garber. So yeah, they're good as well. And Mr. Banks' wife, played by Gilness Johns, if I'm saying that right, she's good too. And another song the song that she has, Votes for Women, that song. Yep, and even like, because even Elsa Lanchester, she's Katie Nana, yeah, because she's pretty funny in this, and she would also be in That Darn Cat. We'll get to that soon. So yeah, and the rest, like even Mr. Dwarfs Jr., played by Arthur Mallet, he's good too. And actually, because he would also be best known for his role as Toodles in Steven Spielberg's Hook, Yeah, so, and because even Rita Shaw as Mrs. Brill, yep, because she was previously in Pollyanna, so playing the same kind of part, but a different character, that is. And I think Dawn Markley, her too, like, plays Mrs. Benacle, if I'm saying that right, I don't know. But the film itself is great, and almost forgot to mention Admiral Boom. You guys remember Admiral Boom, played by Reginald Owen? Yep, that's him. So, right next door to the Banks, and his house is part of a house and part of a ship. Even sets off a cannon, and those couple of times where posts everyone, and counting down to 5, 4, and sets off the cannon, and even the animation sequence, of Mary Poppins. Now that's because even Pamela Travers, she despised and refused to have animation in that film, and having that animation, that sequence with the animated world. But Walt Disney, he refused on that. So, and that's great because, hey, the animation sequence in that film, it fits so well. Even there's a fox, I believe, voiced by Dal McKenna, so done a lot of voices for Disney, and so, because, and even Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, can't forget about that song. Great song as well. I forget, because I think Feed the Bird, no, Tuppence a Bag, as it's called, and Chim Chimney Chim. They did win Oscars for that, and of course the Sherman Brothers did. And there's another song I forgot. "Stay Awake" that Mary Poppins sings. Actually, I read that Julie Andrews begged Pamela Travers to keep that song in, and thus that's what happened. The song is in the movie. Even like later on, because like Michael and Jane, they kind of accidentally caused Mr. Banks to lose his job, because of a bit of trouble that happened in the bank. And that famous sequence on top of the chimney sweeps, with step in time, that's a great sequence too. And once that's over, and there's a bit of a song between Mr. Banks and Bert, and Mr. Banks, he goes off and walks, in the middle of the night. It is a good scene, and the music the music is like the instrumental of Toppin's a Bag. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful music right there, and it fits so well. That whole sequence, even Doug Walker, aka the Nostalgia Critic, he was right about that. He definitely was. And even to that part where Mr. Banks, he comes up to where the bird lady was, and she's not there, and that kind of leaves a lot of questions, like what happened to the bird woman? The bird woman played by Jane Darwell, and it was actually the last movie she ever did, and after doing that, she later on passed away, so... And Walt Disney, he treated her like a star, and as to what Richard Sherman said, because there's a bit of like a interview or something, but with a talk between Richard Sherman, Dick Van Dyke, and Julie Andrews, and it's on the DVD. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube as well. So, and Mr. Banks, he does get fired, but he starts being happy and joyful and just, he laughs, and Mary Poppins was right, and there's no such thing as you, saying it to Mr. Dwarfs, and, here's the tuppence, keep it, and he starts singing, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, and Mr. Dwarfs Jr., he then says, mad as a March hare, and it kind of so, but in a good way for Mr. Banks, and the one joke that was mentioned, I think, starting from Bert and Uncle Albert, but then passed along to Michael and Jane, and then they say it to their father, a wooden leg named Smith, and Mr. Banks tells that to Mr. Dwarfs and the rest of the members of the bank, and Mr. Dwarfs, he gets the joke now, and he starts laughing, he floats up in the air too. And at the end of the film, Mary Poppins, she's about to leave, and when Mr. Banks comes in, he remends Michael and Jane's kite, because early in the film, it kind of broke, when we first see the two, but he mended it, and another great song, Let's Go Fly a Kite, and if you actually look it up, because interesting story about that, and it had to do something with the Sherman Brothers and their father, their father built kites, so, there you go. And then, because even Mr. Banks, he kind of gets his job back, but he becomes, like, I guess, the new head of the bank, because Mr. Dwarfs Jr. gives that to him, and even Mr. Dwarfs, the father, he actually, according to his son, like, father died laughing, just, and actually, the parrot, because Mary Poppins' umbrella, right before Mary Poppins takes off on her umbrella, the parrot on the head of the parrot on the umbrella speaks, and actually that is David Tomlinson voicing the parrot, so he has another role besides Mr. Banks, so, and as she takes off, Bert looks up and sees Mary Poppins and, goodbye, Mary Poppins, don't stay away too long, and does that, waves goodbye to Mary Poppins. And there was also a dog, Andrew, the dog. The dog kept popping up a few times. I guess he had somewhat of a role to it. Even we see the dog at the end. He looked, Andrew sees Mary Poppins leave, and yeah. And the movie ends with last rendition, am I saying that right, of Let's Go Fly a Kite. And I also love the end credits where we see Mr. Dwarf's name, the character's name, and Dick Van Dyke's name is spelled wrong. We think it's somebody else played him, but the words change around, and it shows Dick Van Dyke. That's pretty funny, Mary Poppins, it's one of Disney's best films, and just, yeah, that's all I can say. 10 out of 10 for Mary Poppins, of course. And you guys let me know what you think of Mary Poppins. If you enjoy it, just leave comments down below. That's all I can say. I hope you enjoyed my review of Mary Poppins. More reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward. And of course, continuing on with the Disney classic live-action review marathon. And up next, I did mention this, didn't I? That darn cat? That's next. All right. Hope you enjoyed my review of Mary Poppins. And I'll see you guys in the next video/review video. Take care. Peace out. And chim chim chimney chim chim cheree. I had to say something from that film, but all right, take care and peace out.